To start off, we've got Annihilator jamming for the Pixies.
Sorry, Little Bunny Bruise You jamming for the Rosebuds. Stuck to the back of the pack, has to recycle.
Annihilator's already picked up lead jammer, and she is back through for her scoring pass. I mentioned this morning she's a speed skater, so she will go very, very fast. Back around to meet the pack again. Little Bunny Bruise You now through on her initial pass. Annihilator picking up a 5-point grand slam on her first pass, now through on her second pass. Picks up 4 points and calls off the jam.
9-0 to start off for Lilac. Big opening lineup. Next up with the star upon thars, Small Fox, the Epidemic for Rose City.
Taking on Malicious Intent for the Pixies. And for those of you following along at home, of course, we've got the Pixies in green, the Rosebuds in purple.
Yes, no Lilac on the track at all. Pay no attention to that.
Or Rose, for that matter.
Yeah. That would be crazy. Small Fox trying to go to the outside, zoops around, gets lead jammer. Rosebud's first lead jammer of the evening here in Jam 2.
Malicious Intent now through on her initial passes. Here comes Small Fox into the pack. Gets knocked out of bounds. And instead of recycling to the back, she decides to call off the jam. 1 point for Small Fox on that one.
Great hit by Piranha, number 08 for Lilac City, making that hit, knocking her out of bounds and down, making her call off the jam, keeping the damage to 1. So now 9-1 on the scoreboard.
The Irreverent Pixie on the line for the Rosebuds up against Tup Punk for the Pixies.
Big wall of green at the back for the Rosebud skater to try and get through. Still trying to fight her way around. Goes to the outside, dodges inside. Lead jammer, Rosebuds.
The Irreverent Pixie with Tup Punk right behind her.
Slow pack right now as both jammers come crashing into the back. The Irreverent Pixie makes contact and picks up 1 more point for the Rosebuds. 1 and done. Folks, stop by the Salad Shack over in the corner over here. It says Southwest right above them. The Salad Shack, made to order salads, kids meals, smoked salmon, corn chowder in a bread bowl, chili in a bread bowl, fraps, smoothies, southern sweet tea, and fresh lemonade. Stop by the Salad Shack.
Lucky Harms jamming for Lilac City up against Big Mac for Rosebuds. And there goes Lucky Harms breaking through the pack, picking up lead jammer.
Big Mac, though, out of the pack, hot on her heels. Still an empty penalty box so far. That's usually a jinx, though. Both jammers trying to make their way through. Huge hit there by Rosemary's Baby. And shooting through is Big Mac for 4 points on the board.
Lucky Harms getting hung up in the pack, and now she's being called on a cutting track penalty. She is going to spend a minute in the sin bin.
Oh, this turns it into a power jam for Big Mac. Big Mac coming around and picking up 5 big points for the Rosebuds. No pack declared. Our head ref, Mike Hammer, keeping himself busy as Big Mac bounces off of Catastrophe and finds the inside line. Another 5 points for the Rosebuds. The Rosebuds take the lead. 16-9 right now on the scoreboard.
Malicious Intent on her way to the penalty box to join Piranha and Lucky Harms.
Rosemary's Baby and Slamnesia heading off themselves. Big Mac hit out of bounds there by Catastrophe. Excuse me. Big Mac taking another hit from Catastrophe, trying to get back and recycle to the back of the pack.
And Lucky Harms now out of the penalty box is working her way through that 2-pack of blockers, almost getting taken out by a referee. She's back in it again.
Another 5 big points as the jam comes to an end. 19-point jam. for Rose City and Big Mac. Huge jam for Big Mac.
That would be a lead change.
21-9, just over 5 minutes done.
Wicked Speedy on the line for the Rosebuds up against Annihilator for the Pixies. 2-on-2 pack situation, full penalty box over here in the corner. And Wikispedia picks up lead jammer, but Annihilator right there is going to pass her up here.
Oh, Wikispedia catching a toe guard down.
Annihilator picks up 3 points before Wikispedia calls off the jam.
Oh, Wikispedia with a goose egg on that one, though. Had not passed anyone by the 4th whistle. Some light contact afterwards, but all accidental. Nobody fell down, so no penalties called. 3 skaters in the box right now, so we're going to have a 3-2 pack advantage for Lilac Pixies.
The Irreverent Pixie on the line for the Rosebuds up against Tup Punk for the Pixies. Tup Punk picking up lead jammer. She's another quick, fast jammer out there.
And the Irreverent Pixie picking up a cutting the track. There was a no pack declared. No pack, you still have to come in behind the people that passed you. Out of play, you can pass them. So she came back in front of 2 people and picked up the call.
Tup Punk checks her braids, and she's picked up 4 more points on that last pass through the pack.
It was 5, a slight correction from PH Diva. As she learns the other jammer is out. Slamnesia trying to pick up the cut there, but I do believe she was behind her at the time that she came back in on Tup Punk. More big hits by Slamnesia.
And Tup Punk gets called on a cutting track herself, so she's going to head to the penalty box.
Great work there by Painbow Fright, picking up that cut, forcing the issue. So one jammer girl will go in, the other comes out.
A revolving door, it's a beautiful thing.
Can't wait till they install spring seats. In comes the Irreverent Pixie trying to make her way through. No pack declared, says Mike Hammer, so she gets free passage through the wasteland. Now done with her initial pass. Able to score at will. If by at will you mean fighting past the other skaters to get her hips in front. Oh, dancing on that inside line, up and down on the toe stops, picking up 4 big points.
Some tough blocking there by Malicious Intent, but she's going to go to the penalty box for that one. The Irreverent Pixie getting held up by Irene Neck.
Oh, Irene Neck taking a big hit from Rosemary's Baby. And that jam finally comes to an end.
Holy moly.
All right, a couple of missed jammer lap points on that one, so each team will get the additional point added to their score. We'll wait until the scores are all settled and the fine NSOs have caught up. Flat Track Revolution at flattrackrevolution.com. Flat Track Revolution working on changing the face of derby apparel by offering cutting-edge designs that skaters, fans, and people who just like cool stuff will enjoy. Check them out at flattrackrevolution.com.
We've got Little Bunny Brews You on the line for Rosebuds up against Slim Reaper for the Pixies. Wait for it.
First whistle's just to end the timeout. The second whistle starts it. 30-24 on the clock or on the scoreboard right now. 21-30 something left on the clock.
Slim Reaper working her way towards the front. She misses that hit and breaks through, picking up lead jammer. Little Bunny Brews You not far behind.
Oh, just takes a huge hit there by 007 Annihilator, but stays on her feet and bounces off the line. And that jam comes to an end. 3-0 advantage of Lilac City Pixies.
We've got Smacky Kennedy on her way to the penalty box for a multiplayer block.
Going to be a 3-2 pack advantage for the Rosebuds.
Wikipedia on the line for Rosebuds up against the Crusher for the Pixies.
And official timeout being taken by head ref Mike Hammer. This is Hammer's timeout. Stop. It's Hammer time.
It's sponsor time.
Oh.
FastGirlSkates.com, the first physical storefront specializing in roller derby equipment. It is owned and operated by Rat City Roller Girls, Le Petite Mort, and Wiley Peyote. What's important to Fast Girl Skates is that you get the best skates for you within your budget so you don't waste time and money. They feel so passionately about this. If at all feasible, we are willing to travel to you to do so. They'll even bring stuff for you to try. If this is something that would be of interest to your league or team members, please just drop us a line or come on over and visit the booth right now. Dedicated to bringing the best service of the skating community, Fast Girl Skates offers tips and tricks for getting the most out of your gear. Check out their website for articles on everything from gear maintenance to getting faster on the track.
Wikipedia picking up lead jammer right now up in front of the Crusher. Wikipedia is going to call that off. Big hit by Empty Soul, but an elbow called on Empty Soul. So she'll sit in the sin bin and feel much shame. Or not, because she is an empty soul. Unless that means she's from Montana originally. That's entirely...
We are not far from Montana, where we're from.
There's just that thin strip of Idaho. Big Mac up to jam again for the Rosebuds.
Up against Tup Punk for the Pixies, and there goes Big Mac picking up lead jammer.
Both jammers, though, out of the pack. A very small pack out there right now. 3-on-2 in favor of the Rosebuds. Picking up a 3-0 advantage, Rosebuds.
Rosebuds with only a 6-point lead at this time. Math is hard. 6-point lead over Lilac City Pixies, and we've still got a little more than 19 minutes left in this first period. Could go either way, of course.
Plenty of time, plenty of time. The Crusher out there up against Little Bunny Bruise You. Little Bunny Bruise You has to cycle to the back of the pack while the Crusher is able to exploit a hole in the center, picking up lead jammer and sailing around.
Crusher goes around the outside, making it look easy, picks up 4 points for the Pixies, and she calls off the jam.
Kills just a little bit of extra time on the clock, help get her skaters out. 31-33, only a 2-point difference.
What? All of this excitement, I can hardly handle it. Tup Punk on the line for the Pixies. Up against number 22, the Irreverent Pixie. Which is probably going to continue to throw me off. A Pixie against the Pixies.
Pixie against Pixie. It's Pixie on Pixie violence. That's okay, though. As long as it's done on the track, it's fine. The Irreverent Pixie
safely monitored
right.
Violence.
That's what these officials are all here for. Speaking of officials, there's a big 5 in the sky. 5 points for the Irreverent Pixie, says El Flaco. Oh, great defensive work there by 241 Painbow Fright, captain of this Rosebuds team. Oh, the Irreverent Pixie just sliding through, puts on the jets, stands straight up to avoid that hip check, collects 4 points, calls off the jam. Great work by Rose City.
Looks like we've got Annihilate Her lining up for the Pixies up against Small Fox, the Epidemic. Do you whisper that second part?
The Epidemic.
Rosebuds extending their lead 42, the Answer to Life universe and everything up against Lilac City's 31 points. And there goes Annihilator picking up lead jammer for the Pixies.
Big hit there on Small Fox. She goes down and picks up the cut. Great defensive work by Lilac. This now turns into a power jam for Annihilator and the Lilac City Rosebuds.
Annihilator gets knocked to the outside right in front of our table here, recycled to the back, and she's going to give it another go.
3-on-3 pack as Sunny Demolitions heads to the sin bin for a back block call. And 5 big points for Annihilator. Oh, Annihilator finding that outside line, opening her own hole for an additional 5 points. 10 points so far.
Slim Reaper, Hole Puncher, and Tap Out doing a pretty good job of clearing a path for Annihilator to just plow through.
This time finding that inside line for another 5 points. 15 points so far.
And that's another lead change.
Tap Out going to the sin bin. Now a 3-2 pack advantage. And that's working out as Slamnesia knocking out Annihilator, keeping her to 0 points. Great defensive work on that last pass for the Rosebuds. Hey, check out Sure Grip's line of zombie wheels. All zombie wheels are made in the USA. Zombie wheels feature anodized aluminum hubs for maximum durability and precise feel while maintaining rock-solid stability. This allows our unique urethane compounds to deliver all of your power to the floor. Choose the zombie combination that fits your skating style and surface. That's from suregrip.com.
We've got Little Bunny Bruise You jamming for the Rosebuds up against MT Soul for the Pixies. And there goes MT Soul breaking through for lead jammer for the Pixies.
Little Bunny Bruise You manages to find a hole in the center of the pack and skates out right after.
MT Soul sees Little Bunny Bruise You and says, nope, we're going to try this one again.
Pretty good call off there, really, though. Rosebuds lined up in the front, Lilac in the back. Saw that by the time her jammer got there, as soon as she made through, probably be an even 4-4, so they're just going to call that, leave their 4-point lead intact.
Good call on that one.
14 minutes and some change left in the first period. 46-42. Lilac with the slight edge.
Tup Punk looking to the inside, trips up over Rosebud's jammer, and that opened it up for Wikipedia to pick up lead jammer.
And a cutting the track major called on Tup Punk. Wikipedia out there writing her own definitions. And another 5 points picked up by the Rosebuds. Destruction calls and failure to reform is coming in. Oh, big hit by Malicious Intent. Out of play declared at the front of the pack, and no pass, no penalty, so only 4 points picked up there by the Rosebuds. Wikipedia trying to make her way through against 2.
Irene Yonek and Tap Out just taking a huge hit on Wikipedia.
Clockwise block given at the apex between 1 and 2, and another 5 points given to the Rosebuds. Lilac, only one skater on the floor. Tap Out will get waved back in. Oh, and still a huge hit. Time comes to an end, but another 5 points. Huge 19-point jam right there for Wikipedia.
Big hit there from Irene Yonek, and she's looks to the referees, and apparently she is getting called a penalty. I think they're going to chat about that a bit.
I see an official timeout in our future.
I see it as well.
And there's Mad Statter with our official timeout. Who's got 2 shoulders and likes timeouts? It's Mad Statter, ladies and gentlemen. 12:32 left on the clock. 61 Rose City, 46 Lilac. Referees are going to inform us what's going on here in just a minute. We'd like to thank the Smack Shack. Check them out at thesmackshack.net or just walk over to their booth here located right over there. You can see me a smack a bitch. Talk to her. Tell her Phil Dirt sent you. That'd be weird. The Smack Shack, Tacoma's full roller derby store located on Mildred Avenue. The Smack Shack offers a wide array of products from skates to clothing. The Smack Shack has it all. They also offer skate repair and wheel regrooving. Check out their products page on their website at thesmackshack.net to take a look yourself at some of the items they offer. Call the store today, 253-565-0211. Or you can stop by at 2073 Mildred Street in beautiful Fircrest, Washington. You can also stop by Pint Defiance and grab yourself a beer, but you didn't hear that from me. All right, waiting to see the result of this ref meeting.
And number 99, Irene Yonek, has been kicked out of the game for gross misconduct.
That's right. Mike Hammer came down with the hammer. Irene Yonek no longer eligible to play in the game. A gross misconduct has been assessed. Apparently they felt what she did was egregious enough to warrant an ejection, so she will join us at the after party early.
I think she knew something was up too, because as soon as the jam was called off, she's looking at the refs like, that's not good. I think she knew it was not good.
All right, leaving this with a power jam to start things off, and a spinorama move gets Big Mac lead jammer for the Portland Rosebuds.
Tup Punk now breaking through the pack on her initial pass.
And Big Mac's gonna smack her hips and call it jam good. 4 more points for the Rosebuds. 65-46, 12 minutes on the clock.
More sponsor love. Pivot Star now makes uniforms, comfortable athletic shirts that don't snag on Velcro. Wow.
Ooh.
That's awesome. Try one today at the Pivot Star booth and get entered to win a $50 gift certificate to spend at pivotstar.com. Pivot Star, alternative athletic apparel.
The irreverent Pixie out there against 007 Annihilator. Lead jammer for the irreverent Pixie, but got knocked down trying to get out of the pack. I believe it was a back block call on Empty Soul, so Empty Soul will go to the sin bin, but that swallowed the jammer again, so she is now still making her first pass through the pack.
And I believe I just saw the Empty Soul's actually getting 2 minutes. I'm not sure what the additional penalty was for, but I did see the signal for 2 points, or 2 minutes, yeah.
Usually 2 fingers pointed at the, she was already in the queue. Got a forearm previously, so thank you very much. Always good to get assistance when we need it, which is all the time, really. I mean, come on. 10.5-ish minutes left in the first half.
Lucky Harms jamming for the Pixies up against Little Bunny Bruise You for the Rosebuds. Lucky Harms picks up lead jammer, but she does get passed by Little Bunny Bruise You, and now we've got a jammer race.
Empty Soul, actually, I just got clarification. 3 minutes in the box, had already been in the queue, committed another penalty, still in the queue, committed the third penalty. Finally, there was room for her in the box, so in the box for 3 minutes total. You get 7 trips.
No, now we're getting an...
So she's the sub. Now I've got the full picture. Thank you, Read the Rules. He knows these things because he reads the rules. So she had 2 minutes from the ejected skater that she was serving for, and then one of her very own. So she only gets 1 minute of her own.
Oh, and we have got malicious intent on her way to the penalty box for cutting the track. That's going to put Little Bunny Bruise You in a power... no, that's Small Fox jamming in now a power jam.
Small Fox only had 1 to beat. 1 will get you 5 because of ghost points. The scariest type of points there are.
Only 2 blockers on the track for the Pixies, and there goes another one.
And 1 again will get you 5. Penalty trouble just tearing apart this Lilac City Pixies team right now. Another 5 points for Small Fox. The epidemic. Small Fox trying to make her way in. Sure, one of these skaters for the Pixies already in the queue. Oh, great offensive work by the Rosebuds there. No pack declared. Everybody's got to stop, and another 5 points put on the board for Small Fox.
Tap Out and Catastrophe doing their best to try to slow her down, but she gets right past them, and another 5-point grand slam for Small Fox.
Pack Destructions handed out to Rosemary's Baby. And an illegal re-entry handed out to Slim Reaper. She'll get sent back to the board. Big Mac heading off to the penalty box. Penalty box, a very popular place. I believe they've got candy.
They must. I can't think of any other reason.
And this jam comes to an end. 25-point jam knocked off there by Small Fox, the epidemic. And a timeout being called by Lilac City Pixies.
Oh.
Try and stop some of the penalty trouble they're getting into, because they don't want to all join us at the after party after the last bout tonight. It'll be at Sticks at Stones Billiard Hall, all ages event, so all these juniors can make it there that want to join in on the fun. At 2817 Wheaton Way, Bremerton, Washington. If you call for instructions, it's 360-377-2359.
I wonder if they serve Cool Whip.
I hope they have Cool Whip on Wheaton Way.
And wheat thins.
What?
Huh? Wait a minute.
Sorry. 7:33 left on the clock right now. 97-50. Advantage Rosebuds.
And that is going to end the timeout. No, now we're going into an official review. Statter's confused, therefore I am confused. Timeout.
Just a regular timeout.
Official timeout. Team timeout
It was
for
a team
the Pixies.
timeout for the Pixies. Referees were conversing, probably about the after party tonight at Sticks and Stones Billiard Hall.
Exchanging Jello shot recipes.
Ooh. So this is going to be a power jam for the Lilac City Pixies.
Tup Punk at the driver's seat. 2-on-2 pack to get through.
Like a pack, only smaller. A no pass, no penalty, says PH Diva, so only 4 points getting held up on that. Tup Punk picking up 4. If you don't pass them by the hips, you don't get the point.
And she goes around the outside, putting 5 points on the board for the Pixies.
9 points. Everything helped for Lilac right now, trying to get momentum back on their side as we start to head towards the end of the first period. Oh, zips through the empty hole in the center, and another 5 points. 14-point jam so far for Tup Punk.
Tup Punk goes out of bounds. Outside of turn 3 is going to get recycled to the back of the pack, and she just decides to call off the jam as she notices Rosebud's jammer coming out of the box.
Great defensive work there by Rainbow Fright, stopping them from getting any points on that last pass. So we're going to stay at 97-64, just over 6 minutes left in the first period.
Lucky Harms on the line for the Pixies up against Wikipedia for the Rosebuds.
Oh, Wikipedia holding that inside line, taking a couple of vicious shoulder checks, but dodges and jukes to lead jammer position. Wikipedia and Portland Rosebuds.
Lucky Harms through the pack as well, wasting no time getting around the track.
Three nothing advantage there for Rosebuds, taking them to the century mark. 164 right now. 5-ish minutes left.
Both teams probably needing to think about their penalties at this stage. Still a lot of time left. It can go either way.
Read the rules. Keeping busy is the penalty box manager over there.
Yes, very busy.
Annihilator over there against the irreverent Pixie with the stars upon theirs. But Annihilator able to take the lead jammer.
Annihilator just plows through the pack and then calls off the jam.
Oh, nice 4-0 run there for Lilac. Lilac still down by 32 after that, but getting closer, trying to get the mo on their side. Little Bunny Bruise You and the Crusher, those with stars upon theirs.
In this morning's bout, there were several Pixie jammers that were getting 25 to 30 points in a jam, so it's not beyond the realms of possibility that they could take the lead still in this first period. We've got the Crusher on as lead jammer for the Pixies. She gets around the pack, picks up 4 points, and calls off the jam. 1
point scored for Rosebuds on that, taking them to 101 to 72 for Lilac. 3-point edge in that one. Just under 4 minutes left.
We've got Big Mac on the line for the Rosebuds up against Annihilator, back up for the Pixies.
Couple of blocking jammers out there capable of making their own holes. Hard, heavy hitters from what we've seen so far today, at least.
Annihilator going to the inside, sneaks around the pass, gets her lead jammer status, and she's going to fly around the track and go for points.
Great work by Malicious Intent at the back of the pack to hold up Big Mac. Knocks her out of bounds, gets no pass, no penalty, but got her out of the pack, or kept her in the pack, and allows Annihilator to put up 4 points. 4-0 run for Lilac. 3 minutes left in the period. Slim 25-point lead for Rose City Rosebuds.
That can be done in one jam. I've seen it this morning in this very building on this very track.
Weird. Wikipedia out there for the Rosebuds. Up against the Crusher. Oh, the Crusher gets hung up on her own skater. Catastrophe allows Wikipedia to pick up lead jammer.
The Crusher now through on her initial pass as Wikipedia approaches the pack. Runs into the back of one of her own blockers and decides to call off the jam.
Huge block there by Ms. Mayhem towards the end of that jam. Rosebud's able to keep up 3 points, but one of their blockers just got laid out. Huge, huge hit. 2 minutes left on the clock.
Tup Punk on the line for the Pixies up against Little Bunny Bruise You for the Rosebuds. 3-on-4 pack advantage to the Rosebuds. Tup Punk knocked to the inside, recycled to the back, and it's going to give it another go. Little Bunny Bruise You towards the front of the pack, but up against a very solid wall, getting knocked around by Annihilator.
Annihilator putting on a checking clinic at the front, getting helped out there a lot by Ginger Slap. They run all the way to the back and make her cycle, and Tup Punk picks up lead jammer. No pack declared for a while there, and a failure to reform and a destructions handout, but Tup Punk takes advantage of the confusion, shoots through the center, and a natural grand slam. 5 big points for Lilac City Pixies.
And that was with 2 of her blockers in the penalty box.
Huge 5-0 run there as we get under 1 minute left in the period. Lilac 81, Rose City 104.
Holy moly.
Yoicks. One heck of a bout. 208 Small Fox up to jam for Rose City up against the Crusher. Number 54.
The Crusher starts just plowing her way up through the center of the pack.
Oh, huge hit there by Empty Soul.
Crusher knocked out of bounds by Wikipedia, but she pushes back and she has scored lead jammer for the Pixies.
Small Fox, the academic, finally able to get around the outside, but took some huge hits from Empty Soul. Finally turns on the jets and makes it out. Meanwhile, in the center of the pack, the Crusher already picking up points, goes down, calls off the jam while falling. That's going to be 3 points to 0 as we get to halftime, ladies and gentlemen. Big jam. Empty Soul showing she's happy with it.
Pixies say they're not out of this yet. Let's hear it from the Lilac City Pixie fans out there.
Where's my Rosebud fans at? All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll give you about 9.5 minutes without having to listen to us. Head on over, get yourself some fine merchandise, and get yourself a beverage. And I think the beer garden should be open soon. All right, folks, we are back. A quick rundown on the rosters for those of you out in internet land. And here, what the heck, for the Rose City Rollers, Rosebuds, number 0, Slamnesia, 208, Small Fox, The Epidemic, 22, The Irreverent Pixie, 241, Painbow Fright, 423, Fatality, 50, Bratmobile, 531, Little Bunny Bruise You, 6, Smacky Kennedy, 626, Wikipedia, 711, Windy Go Kill 'Em, 777, Rosemary's Baby, 89, Big Mac, 96, Pain Forest, and A6, Sunny Demolition.
And with the Lilac City Pixies, we've got 000 Empty Soul, 007 Annihilate Her, 08 Piranha, 123 Tap Out, 126 Pulchritude Punk, number 13 Ginger Slap, number 17 Malicious Intent, number 24 Miss Mayhem, number 324 Catastrophe, 0.5 Hole Puncher, 5150 Lucky Harms, 54 is the Crusher, number 666 Slim Reaper.
And during that bout, we had, that first jam, excuse me, not bout, Tap Out jamming for Lilac City up against Wikipedia, who picked up 4-0 on that. So advantage Rose City to start this second half. 84-108 on the clock, or on the scoreboard. Clock's like 29 minutes and some change.
Painbow Fright making quick work of the pack and quickly picks up lead jammer for the Rosebuds.
Painbow Fright's first time with the star up on ours tonight.
The Crusher jamming for the Pixies.
Great hit again by Annihilator, making it a 2-0 run for Lilac. Great defensive play on the Lilac City Pixies.
Lucky Harms on the line for the Pixies up against the Irreverent Pixies. Pixie for the Rosebuds. That's my brain. Whatever.
You just automatically put an S. I understand. It's better than other places you can put an S.
Some habits are hard to break.
And the Irreverent Pixie, singular, picks up lead jammer, shooting through the pack. Oh, and a back block major for Lilac.
Lucky Harms on her way. That's going to put Rosebuds in a power jam. Oh.
Equipment malfunction major. Illegal procedure. So the irreverent Pixie going to sit down in the sin bin. But a very quick change out because one goes in, the other one serves the amount of time. Great way to keep a hip check in check. Lucky Harms holding that outside line. Shoots through, now done with her initial pass. Oh, and El Flaco goes down.
Wide open path for Lucky Harms to get through. She picks up another 5 points for the Pixies.
Reverend Pixie finally out of the pack, picking up 5 points herself. But hot on her heels, 4 more points for Lucky Harms.
Lucky Harms takes a tough hit from Wikipedia, but doesn't even flinch and keeps on going. And now she's through the pack again. 4 points each. Jammer on that last pass.
13 points for Lucky Harms for 9 for Rose City. Both jammers trying to make their way around again. A hop, skip, and a jump. Oh, takes it, bounces off of her own empty soul, and shoots through for another 4 points. Cutting the track call given out now on the irreverent Pixie, so she's going to go back to the sin bin as Lucky Harms makes it back in, takes some abuse, holds the outside line, does not go out, still trying to make it through a 3-wall in the front, and does, shoots it around the outside for 5 more points just as the jam expires. Huge jam for Lucky Harms. 17-12 and 120 to 103. And Lilac City Pixies gonna start this one on the Pow Pow Power Jam. Power Jam. Power Jam. Oh, 22-12. Final total came up. Excuse me.
I'm glad you caught that.
The Crusher out there by herself with the star on. Lead jammer, the Crusher.
3-on-4 pack advantage to the Rosebuds, and the Crusher gets knocked out of bounds there right at the pivot line. She's got to recycle back behind Smacky Kennedy.
Huge hit by Smacky Kennedy on that.
And she breaks through like it didn't even harm her. 5 points in the sky for the Crusher.
7 points lead for Rose City, but momentum seems to be on the side of Lilac City Pixies. Well, the Crusher trying to make it through. 2 more to beat. Spreads the gap. Another 5 points in the sky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And we have a 2-point game, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hear it for these junior roller girls. Keeping it exciting.
The irreverent Pixie is going to start off this one in the sin bin, looking on.
My heart, it is a flutter.
Tup Punk, the only jammer on the track right now. 4-3 pack advantage for Lilac City Pixies.
And Tup Punk up against a very solid 3-wall, but she sneaks past, and there's lead jammer for the Pixies.
The irreverent Pixie out of the penalty box, though, but smack in the middle of a pack. Finally finds her way out, now on a scoring pass. No pack declared. They have to reform, and they do.
And Tup Punk makes quick work of that pack, putting another 4 points on the board.
Calling it
and
off.
That's a lead change, ladies and gentlemen.
Time out being taken by Rose City Rosebuds.
Time for some sponsorship lovin'. Fingers Duke is more than your average screen printing company. They are a collection of awesome, creative personalities working together. They utilize their diverse selection of talented professional artists, designers, and illustrators to provide the best and most original, cutting-edge solutions for their clients' needs. Fingers Dukes likes a challenge. They're open to accepting any and all projects within their reach. So even if you think your ideas are needs are a bit crazy, hit them up and do not be afraid to ask. They offer their services for the creation of logos, t-shirt graphics, posters, flyers, album covers, and skateboards, as well as photography and website design. Basically, anything you're after, they'll do their best to meet your needs. fingersduke.com.
All right now we're looking at Lilac City Pixies 122, Rose City Rosebuds 120. 23 minutes, 46 seconds on the clock. Lots of time left, lots of derby left.
What is this? They're lining up at the pivot line?
What? Where?
What? What? Is this a new rule?
That's a thing people used to do, I know that.
I have not seen that in the ages. We've got Little Bunny Bruise You jamming for the Rosebuds up against Slim Reaper for the Pixies. Slim Reaper getting knocked around, and there goes Little Bunny Bruise You picking up lead jammer for the Rosebuds.
Oh, and a cutting the track on Slim Reaper. She's going to go off to the sin bin as Little Bunny Bruise You manages to go around the outside and picks up 4 big points. 5 big points, says PH Derby. PH Diva, there we go, that's correct. Little Bunny Bruise You taking all kinds of hit from Catastrophe. Now she's got to settle in. Comes back in, making more shoulder checks, and finally out of play. Free passage through the wasteland, and 5 more big points for Rose City. That's another lead change.
Drink them if you got them.
Another 5 points, able to get through 4-3 pack advantage, paying off right now for the Rosebuds.
It's a very good example about how games can be won or lost based on penalties.
Shoots through again. Couple of blocks in her way, but another 5 points by Little Bunny Bruise You. Oh, that one on the other hand looked like it hurt Piranha with a huge hit. Front of the pack, both of them pop right back up. And right through the pack, Little Bunny Bruise You picking up an additional 5 point, 25-point jam so far.
Crusher's now out of the box and into the pack. Oh, and Slim Reaper gets knocked down, but she's right back up again.
Huge shoulder block by Wikipedia. And comes through the pack one last time for a further 4 points. 29-point jam. Huge jam for the Rosebuds.
Painbow Fright on the line for the Rosebuds up against Annihilate Her for the Pixies.
Empty penalty box. That's never a jinx when I say that. 21 and a half minutes left. So we've got full 5-on-5 action.
Like death and taxes, penalties will happen. And Annihilator just plows her way through the inside of the pack, picking up lead jammer.
Hot on her heels, though, comes Rainbow Fright. Rainbow Fright shoots through, forced. Annihilator takes the outside lane, gets hung up on Pain Forest, but both of them making it through for 4 big points. Annihilator's going to call that one off. So that one, no traction gain for either team, just 4 each.
Go visit our friends over at Washington Health Plan Finder on the far side over there on track 1. Washington Health Plan Finder, a new way to help you find, compare, and select a quality health insurance plan that's right for you, your family, and your budget. More people than ever are now eligible for low-cost or free health insurance. Middle-income and low-income individuals and families generally do qualify. Health Plan Finder is the only way you can access these savings. Go to wahealthplanfinder.org or check out the booth on track 1 right now.
Wikipedia out there up against Lucky Harms. Lucky Harms manages to put on a burst of speed, take lead jammer. Oh. Wikipedia gets taken down at the front of the pack, but no pass, no penalty as the blocker went down. So now she's out on a scoring pass. Lucky Charms taking big hits from Slamnesia and Smacky Kennedy at the front of the pack. Wikipedia able to keep 3 points up, though, so 3-4, advantage Lilac by 1.
Still a very close game, 130 to 156. Rosebuds in the lead, and we've got just less than 20 minutes left in this second period.
Tup Punk up against Big Mac. Those are the ones with stars upon theirs. I'm not just saying their name for no reason. Some people may disagree.
And for those of you following along at home, because it may be a little bit confusing, the Rosebuds are in purple. Lilac City is in green. There is no lilac or rose-colored involved in this. Lilac City in green, Rosebuds in purple.
No points scored on that one. Tup Punk did get out first, but hot on her heels came Big Mac, so the jam was called. Rosebuds setting up on the pivot line again.
Twice in one bout?
It's crazy. Little Bunny Bruise You out there against the Crusher. One whistle starts them all. One whistle to rule them. Both jammers trying to make their way through, but not having much luck. Little Bunny Bruisey takes one final hit, holds the outside line. Lead jammer Rosebuds.
Crusher trying to get around Fatality.
Bratmobile out there bridging nicely, but can't stand up to her. Oh, Annihilator with a big hit, another big hit, finally knocking Little Bunny Bruisey to the inside. She gets up to her knees, calls off the jam, picks up 3 points, 1 point picked up for Lilac City Pixies.
That was a tough hit on Little Bunny Bruise You.
A number of them.
It's been happening a lot.
Painbow Fright up against Empty Soul. Back to the jammer line goes the pack. Still an empty penalty box. Both teams seem to have controlled their penalty madness that was happening towards the end of the first period.
And there goes Painbow Fright picking up lead jammer for the Rosebuds.
Going through the exact same hole, Empty Soul. But a quick 4-0 from Rosebuds. 163-131. Just under 17 minutes left. 30 some odd points separating these two powerhouses of Junior Derby.
Wikipedia on the line for the Rosebuds up against Tup Punk for the Pixies.
Solid back at the pivot line to start this one off. Tup Punk, though, with a back block major, helped her get through the pack. One more to beat, and it was the Crusher. She does. Wikipedia, your lead jammer for Rose City Rosebuds. Pow, pow, power jam. Full 4 players, though. And an out of play, there was no pack at the time. She'll go off to the sin bin as Wikipedia picks up 5 more points. 4-3 pack advantage for the Rosebuds. Rosebuds just going to hang back, let their jammer try and do most of the work. Wikipedia, though, seems more than capable, finds the hole, shoots the gap. 5 more points for Rose City Rosebuds. 10-point jam so far for Wikipedia. Catches that inside line, dodges 2 blocks, and another 5 in the sky. 15-point jam so far for Rose City and Wikipedia.
And she goes right around the outside, and there's another 5-point grand slam.
An Uber jam now, 4-2 power jam. Wikipedia trying to go around yet again, goes to the outside lane, turns on the Jets, sails by, and another 5 points. 25-point jam so far for Wikipedia.
Tup Punk now out of the penalty box and finally through the pack. She is now gearing up for her scoring pass, but not according to Wikipedia. She's going to call it off, and no points for Pixies.
29-point jam for Wikipedia. Wikipedia having an amazing night out there with the star upon theirs. Also, one heck of a blocker while she's at it.
Right.
Just an amazing night. Just under 15 minutes left, just under the halfway point. 192 Rose City, 131 Lilac. Huge power jam there in that last jam.
Painbow Fright on the line for the Rosebuds up against Annihilator for the Pixies. Painbow Fright pushing her way the inside. She gets through. She's lead jammer for the Rosebuds. Annihilator still up against a Rosebud blocker, trying to work her way through the pack.
Out of play declared, but just dances her way through that line. Amazing work by Annihilator on that. Oh, and a huge block by Empty Soul. Another big block by Empty Soul, and Rainbow Fright says, enough of this, I'm calling off the jam.
She says, this is roller derby, not pinball, so we're going to try this again. Malicious Intent lining up for the Pixies up against Little Bunny Bruise You for the Rosebuds.
3-on-3 in the pack department right now, starting on the jammer line.
And there goes Malicious Intent picking up lead jammer.
Oh, cutting the track on Rose City.
Little Bunny Bruise You on the way to the penalty box. That puts Malicious Intent in a power jam.
Shooting through for her first 5 big points, 5 in the sky. Oh, making it look easy. Great pack control there by Lilac City. Opening up a hole to the outside, taking advantage of it. Lilac City, another 5 points, 10 points so far on this jam. Malicious
Intent through the pack again, putting up another 5-point grand slam for the Pixies. They want to work their way back up to that narrow lead.
Oh, great work. Miss Mayhem, the Crusher, and Ginger Slap all making a great big hole she can go through for another 5 points. Again, trying to make it through. Malicious Intent taking one last block there off Sunny Demolition and calls off the jam for a further 5 points. 25-point jam, Lilac City Pixies.
They're still in this. They are not going to give up.
Rose City pulled away just a little bit, and Lilac said, nope, no, we ain't going out like that. Still on the power jam. They send out Tup Punk. Tupac? No, that's entirely different.
That's something different altogether.
Yeah. Good defensive wall by Rose City at the back of the pack. Oh, and shooting through Tup Punk, picking up lead jammer. Able to hold the outside line. Little Bunny Bruise You out of the penalty box and out of the pack. Through with her initial pass. Slamnesia going to the sin bin.
Tup Punk picks up 3 more points, flaps her arms, and calls off the jam. 35-point game here, ladies and gentlemen. Who's having fun tonight? Just you wait. All kinds of derby action going on throughout the weekend. Who's up next, Phil?
I don't know. All right, out there jamming right now. Both jammers out of the pack. Rainbow Fright in the lead, but the Crusher lead jammer, so she's going to call it off. That one's going to be a 0-0. Just take some time off the clock.
Coming up next here on track 2, we've got the Seattle Derby Brats taking on the Rocky Mountain Roller Punks. Don't go away. Over on the other track, right now we have got, we're in this one, Slaughterhouse versus Port Scandalous.
After that will come Sicktown Derby Dames versus the Dockyard Derby Dames. That's a lot of dames battling it out over on track 1.
Tup Punk knocked to the inside, recycle to the back, going to give it another go. Same with
Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Wikipedia, though, has to cycle all the way to the back, does not get out as front as Tup Punk steals lead jammer.
3-on-4 pack advantage to the Pixie. Ginger Slap trying to open up a hole, but Tup Punk gets knocked to the inside.
Wikipedia shooting through first for 4 points. Oh, Tup Punk's taking a great big hit, but holds that outside lane. Also picking up 4 points. Lucky Harms standing up to Wikipedia, but bounces right off. Wikipedia shoots through an additional 4 points. Both jammers picking up 4. Tup Punk's going to call that one off before they can get it through again. So each jammer picking up 8 points on that. 204, 169. Oi.
Want to send some love to the Smack Shack. The Smack Shack is Tacoma's full roller derby retail store. Located on Mildred, the Smack Shack offers a wide array of products from skates to clothing. The Smack Shack has it all.
The Irreverent Pixie out jamming against Empty Soul. Oh, Irreverent Pixie finds an easy early lead. Lead jammer, Irreverent Pixie. Empty Soul, though, hot on her heels. 4-3 pack advantage for the Rosebuds right now.
Four points on the board for the Rosebuds in that one, and she calls it off.
208, 169. Just above 8 minutes left in this game.
Payne both right on the line for the Rosebuds up against Malicious Intent for the Pixies.
Still a 4-3 pack advantage as Ginger Slap looks on, feeling shame from the penalty box.
There goes Payne both right, picking up lead jammer for the Rosebuds. And just hauling around the track. Malicious Intent now out through on her initial pass.
Oh, huge hit comes through the pack. Rainbow Fright just making her own holes, picking up 4 points, 4-0 advantage.
Just missing a hard hit from Lucky Harms, but she busts through that hole there in the middle and calls it off.
Tup Punk against Little Bunny Bruise You. And again, occupying that line in the front. There was a name for that. I can't remember.
The something.
Pivot?
The Tivot line.
Low block major there on Annihilator.
Tup Punk picks up lead jammer for the Pixies. Little Bunny Bruise You not far behind. Annihilate her on the way to the penalty box.
Both jammers making it out of the pack, nose and nose, 4-4. Tup Punk's going to call off the jam. So 2:16, 173, 6-ish minutes left. What a game.
Where's the after party, you ask? Well, there's 2 after parties.
2 after parties?
2 after parties tonight. Tonight after the last bout. They will be at Sticks and Stones Billiard Hall. All ages, so bring your juniors. 2817 Wheaton Way in Bremerton.
Rainbow Fright, she'll be there. Well, I don't know that for sure, but regardless, she gets lead jammer and comes shooting back into the pack. Empty Soul still on her initial pass, so a grand 5 points, 5-point grand slam.
A Pixie pileup in turn 2. A puddle of Pixies. I rendered him speechless. I'm done. My work here is done.
All I could think of was Fox and Socks, and I couldn't figure out a way to get that out, so it's for the best. Wikipedia up against the Crusher. Oh, hold on. Looks like we have an official review for Rose City Rosebuds with 5 minutes and 1 second left on the clock.
Let's talk for just a moment about Green Monster Roller Sport, a skate company whose total focus is to produce fresh ideas and innovative product design to the roller skating market, specifically roller derby. We produce some of the best brands known in roller derby. Are they yelling at me? Okay. Shh, I'll be very quiet.
We're paying the bills.
So anyway, about those green monsters.
Green Monster!
Let me just point out that was him and not me.
Green Monster!
Go check them out, Vendor Alley.
They're awesome. They're one of my favorite things in the whole wide world. So hopefully we will find out what this is. A slight ref change out. There was some equipment trouble for Seymour Carnage. He will be replaced by Skate Tool. All right, the review was on Purple 89. Big Mac initiating the clockwise block. Upon further review, yes, she did initiate the clockwise block, so she will remain in the penalty box. Call on the floor stands. .221, 173, 5 minutes remaining in this hard and heavy junior bout. Lead jammer there for the Crusher.
The Wikipedia now threw on her initial pass as well. The Crusher just sneaks past the pack. Only 2 blockers on the track for the Rosebuds.
Oh, Wikipedia picking up a cutting the track. So she's going to go to the sin bin, and she has to take the walk of shame in addition all the way around. The Crusher now on a power jam with under 5 minutes left in the game of 5 big points for the Crusher.
Annihilator doing a fantastic job of opening up a spot, but now she's on her way to the penalty box. And there's another 5-point grand slam on the board for the Crusher. 4 minutes left. There's still plenty of time.
Fatality tried to stand up to her, but another 5 points for the Crusher. 19 points so far in this jam. Just under 4 minutes. Trying to open up a hole, the Pixies are, but a big solid purple wall. Big Mac with a great hip check. Knocks the Crusher out of bounds. She has to reset. No pass, no penalty. Big Mac with another big hit. Big Mac with another big hit. Finally, the Crusher able to get through for a further 5 points. 24-point jam so far. Crusher resets, coming back in. Gets hit by all kinds of people. And she's going to call off the jam. So they start with a new power jam. And a further 3 points. 27-point jam for the Crusher.
That's the way to do it. And with 3 minutes left in the period, It could go either way. I think this could come down to the very last jam, Phil.
I think, Mistress Mouth, we've got a lot of momentum on Lilac City's side. Right now, they're going to start with another power jam. Looks like 3-on-3 in the pack, but Tup Punk, one of their stronger jammers out there. Oh, who goes around the outside and picks up lead jammer. Lilac City Pixies in the driver's seat right now. Rose City holding on to what they have as Wikipedia out of the penalty box and through the pack.
Tup Punk knocked to the outside. She's going to recycle to the back and give it another go. And knocked to the inside that time.
No pack declared as Wikipedia gets through, picking up 4 points and calling off the jam, picking up only 3 points, but a total of 8-4 advantage Lilac, 208-227. Rose City with the slim margin, 2 minutes remaining in this game.
19 points to go for the Pixies. We've seen their blockers put up more points than that in one jam. It can go either way, ladies and gentlemen. Painbow Fright up against Malicious Intent.
Both jammers try to go to the outside, but Rainbow Fright bounces to the middle, finds an empty hole, and picks up lead jammer.
Malicious Intent still hung up at the back of the pack on her initial pass.
Huge block there on Rainbow Fright, able to sail through and picking up 5 points. Natural grand slam. Rose City trying to control this bout, put their skate down on the heads of Lilac City Pixies, but Lilac City Pixies aren't going out easy. Big Mac, all kinds of hip checks on that one. And that jam gets called.
Painbow Fright gets just past Pixie's jammer and calls off the jam. We've got time for at least one more here.
There are junior fans watching this bout in Scotland, and you folks have picked a great bout to watch. Congratulations, 237-208. We'll get at least one more jam in. Annihilator versus Little Bunny Bruise You.
Annihilator picking up lead jammer.
Empty Soul with a great block there, shoving Little Bunny Bruise You out of bounds, but she gets around her with a hop, skip, and a jump. Annihilator, cuts the gap, but Fatality cuts her off. Finally, she shoots through. That's going to pick up 4 big points right there. Hot on her heels, though, with 4 points of her own. Little Bunny Bruise You. Rose City and Lilac going toe-to-toe. Oh, Little Bunny Bruise You. I don't know where she found that line. It was just barely open for a further 4 points. Time has expired on the clock. This jam will go to its natural conclusion. Never say die attitude of these two great teams. Annihilator, no pack declared. Finally a pack. We'll have a parade of going to the penalty box. Multiplayer blocks called in the front, and a further 4 points put up by Annihilator. Jam is still on. Pack is for no pack again. Annihilator shooting through for a natural grand slam. 5 points, 17-8 right now. There's another 4 points by Little Bunny Bruise You. Annihilator trying to bust through that purple wall at the front of the pack. No pack, they have to give her free passage through the wasteland. And a further 4 points. That's going to be a 21-point jam for Annihilator at the end of that. Time has expired, Mistress Mouth.
Well, we are going to wait for the official score as it is very, very close. 20-point difference. Gonna double check all of that math.
They'll double check the math right now, but I want to say congratulations to both of these teams putting on an amazing bout here this afternoon.
Lilac City really working to put their name on the map, a little junior league out in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, it's just 30 miles south of Twin Peaks. I know exactly where it is. They have waterfalls. Great work by Lilac City Pixies and by Rose City Rosebuds. An amazing bout here today. Waiting.
Don't forget, coming up next, we've got the Seattle Derby Brats taking on the Rocky Mountain Roller Punks. Do not go away.
You're not going to want to miss that, folks. But this, an amazing bout.
And let's get a round of applause for your Rose City Rosebuds.
And a big hand, ladies and gentlemen, for the Lilac City Pixies. Great work by both of these teams today. Always unfortunate somebody's got to lose, but then it would be everybody participates medals, and we don't want to go there.
Put it in ink. It's final. Lilac City Pixies 229, Rose City Rosebuds 240.